evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cozy Up and Pay Attention. My name is Cozy Stone. I am your host for the next 30 minutes. And what we do on this podcast is we promote happiness, we promote positive thinking. We are going together as a society, people. We're going to figure out that we do like one another, and we're going to start acting like we like one another and we respect one another. What I do is bring on guests who have businesses here in the community. How can you help them? How can they help you in terms of the pandemic and businesses being slow? But before we go any further, God forbid, I should be remiss and not talk about this beautiful woman sitting here who I call Mom and is responsible for all of you having to deal with me, whether you like it or not. She was loving, kind, and directed me to be the responsible adult that I am, and I'm very proud of that. Along with that is this water called Simple Truth. And what I like about this water, first of all, I find it to be some of the most tasty water that I've ever drank, and I am an avid water fan. It's called Simple Truth. I'm simple, I tell the truth. I didn't design this. I couldn't have made this up any better when I realized I was going to do the show, and I would like these folks to sponsor me. It's not a mistake, people. This is by design. Along with that, on my wonderful cozy table is Cozyisms, the art of paying attention. Find this on Amazon, search Cozyisms. Please, it's holiday time. Get one for your family, your friends, and it doesn't have to be an occasion. You will find thoughts in this book that'll make you laugh, make you think. Try to promote happiness. The guest that I have coming on for this evening, her partner was actually on our last show. I say partner, husband, same thing, friends. And we now have on the show is Miss Tammy Adgers. And her husband was the photographer. What they've done during this pandemic is they've taken the lemons and made it into lemonade. And they've started a photography book of photographs, same thing. So Tammy runs that part of the business. And so Tammy, tell us your name, where you're originally born and raised. How long have you been in Vegas? How long have you thought about, you and your husband, if you will, the idea of starting a magazine, and how can people watching the show benefit from your services?
Okay. Again, I'm Tammy Adgers. I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. I have been in Vegas for 5 years. We used to visit for the previous 10 years before we finally decided to move.
Okay.
Because we were tired of the snow.
Makes sense.
That's it.
Yeah.
Tired of the snow. My husband and I, we initially started the photography business, and we did that in 2010. While we were here, we decided to start a magazine. We had taken our photos and we have submitted to various magazines, but during the pandemic, we wanted to branch out and do something different. So with Sophisticated Beauty Magazine, our motto is, it's more than just fashion. So we want to reach all demographics. We want something that you can pull from the book that may be informative for the kids. We want to spotlight children. We have a YES corner, and it stands for Young Entrepreneur Spotlight. So anyone 18 or younger, there are many children starting businesses. We want to shine the light on them. And I think overall, people in general can benefit from this, because not only does it reach locally here in Vegas, we do have reach in Washington State, we have reach in Oregon, back home in Chicago, Atlanta, even California, where we have people that we know in different markets, and it'll help. We do themed items, like for October, that was our very first issue, October of this year. This was breast cancer, think pink. So we had things focused around that because Anthony's mother unfortunately succumbed to the disease. And then my mother is a breast cancer survivor, as well as my father, who had pancreatic cancer. And then November was the military theme. And so we wanted to shine the spotlight on every branch of the military. But also we have fun things, different cocktails. We highlight, like I said, the children. We highlight the different models. but we bring it all together and gel it together. We like to do, different articles, things that would reach men and women alike, because sometimes you get magazines and it's only for a woman or it's only for a man. We want anybody to be able to pick up sophisticated beauty and enjoy it on every level.
Okay, so when Anthony was on, Anthony is the photographer. What's your part?
Everything else.
What? I mean, I've never wanted to design a magazine. I've never been involved. What is the biggest contribution that you make to your own magazine?
Marketing, reaching out to individuals, making sure that we try to tie it together. I actually reach out to people that I think might be a good fit, see how we can make it work, see how we can highlight their specific business, especially with the small businesses that no one's ever heard of. And they may offer something that's the same as a larger corporation. So I want to reach them, put them in a magazine, let them know, let's reach more people, more people, more people. So I do a lot of the marketing, I do a lot of the editorial sections, I do a lot of the interviews and things like that. So that's the biggest role that I play, and then other duties as assigned.
Right, well, that's wifey stuff.
I know.
But, so again, as I said to the audience, we bring people on here to give them an idea of the businesses out there that can help them. What you're offering, and that's what I wanted to pull out of you, is marketing. There is not a magazine or a television show anywhere that exists without advertising.
Absolutely.
So what the audience needs to know, or the viewers need to know, is if they have a business, they need advertised for a plethora of audience, then they may want to call and be in Sophisticated Snapshots. Sophisticated Snapshots?
Sophisticated Beauty Magazine.
I got a problem with that sophisticated. I can't get over sophisticated. My son talked about being cute behind the scene. I'm just sophisticated. I can't get past Billy Bob, I can't get past sophisticated. Sophisticated
Beauty Magazine.
Wow. It's that senior stuff kicking in. That's all right. That's all right. I had a birthday yesterday, people, whether you know it or not, and so now I'm older and the brain is getting more adult. Okay, Sophisticated Beauty Magazine.
Yes.
All right, so now is a portion of the show where we're going to go into what I call, I haven't decided yet, so it's either the can of cozyisms or cozyisms in a can. And inside this beautiful can that matches the book, and I'm such a retard. I didn't even realize that when I bought it, so let me not act like I did this by design. It was totally an accident, and accidents, they said there's no accidents, right?
That's right.
It's no accidents that this. I'm going to pull out a cozyism. We're going to talk about what it means to you, and then I'll talk about also what I was thinking of when I put it in the book. If it's one that doesn't sit well with you, please let me know. I got a can of these things.
Okay.
I can always give you another one. Okay. So I do like that I get the poo-poo pee-pee for the new parents with the puppies.
Goodness.
Poo-poo pee-pee for the new parents with the puppies.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what these are good for you guys.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I know. And I also went in today and took out the ones that would be more difficult to talk about. Okay, so here's Tammy's cozyism. Just because we share some DNA doesn't mean we have to relate to each other. How does that hit your solar plexus?
Oh, very hard, very deeply.
Does it cause a little pain?
I wouldn't say pain.
Okay.
I think that people make the mistake that because we share DNA, you get to speak to someone any kind of way. You get to, force your opinion on them. And I'm a firm believer that all family is not related by blood. So just because we're family, don't, let me figure out how to put this, because I can just go on and on.
Well, you got some minutes.
Okay.
Please use them. That's part of the podcast.
Okay. People make the misconception that because you are related, anything goes. And it doesn't. I have family members, I love you from a distance, a very, very far distance. But it doesn't mean that we're going to relate on all levels. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Just because, let's say, you know, my aunt was sitting here. I had a love-hate relationship with my aunt. And she figured because she was my aunt, we're related. She was the one that would always say, oh, you shouldn't be like this to this person. That's your whatever. That's your grandfather. That's your cousin. That doesn't mean anything. I'm a human being first. And we need to learn how to respect each other. DNA doesn't matter because I have friends who are closer to me than someone who I am truly related to through DNA.
You hit it. I mean, and as simple as this one is, I have spoken, and you know, I tell people this all the time, and it's almost the truth. I talk to almost everybody. I'm so shy. I'm still working on this introverted personality. I'm afraid to talk to people. But when I come out my shell and I talk to people, family always comes up. And it amazes me, and again, it's how it became a cozyism, how society, most of what is in this book and what we talk about has everything to do with societal mores. Who these folks are that decided how we all should act. We all should act the same way. We all should respond the same way, and we're all individuals. So how is that possible? But with family, here's what I like to say about family. Family is like everything else and anything else. When it's good, and when it's bad, it isn't. However, yes, let's start with, we do have the same DNA. We have the same parents, what have you. You're still individuals. You're still different people. And I don't think, for those of you who are out there, and I've spoken to a good deal of you, who really can't stand maybe a sibling, who can't, the aunt, the uncle, and someone has told you, oh, and parents tell us this when we're growing up, you gotta love your brother, you gotta love your sister. No, you don't. No, you don't. These are people, God bless them, and you want to respect that you're different. You want them to respect that you are, and I respect that you are, but don't say we all have to get along. Don't burden me with a lifetime of someone that I just wish would just disappear. And for those of you who are out there listening that has these people in your life, and we all do, you don't want to dislike them, you don't want to hate them at all, or have any bad, but understand it's okay to go a separate way. It is okay to have, let's say, a party and not invite them. I mean, this is holiday time. People are going to get together, well, because of the pandemic, probably not as many families as generally does. But there is someone in almost every family. That's probably why those uncles are always getting drunk. The uncles say, I can't stand this bitch. Oh, sorry. Oops, Cozy. Talking about his sister, by the way. He can't stand the sister-in-law. All right? Mother-in-laws have their own reputation. However, but mom says we have to go along. And then when that matriarch isn't there anymore, then the fireworks starts. Then the 4th of July happens. So loving and respecting individuals, let's not call them a family member. Let's not put a title on it. It's not your sister, it's not your brother, it's not your wife, it's not your husband, it's not your son, it's not your kids. How many people do I meet and your parents? And I'm sure at some point in time, you've looked at your son and said, I love you, but God knows I don't like you.
Absolutely.
Yes, right? Or to reverse that, I like you, God knows I don't love you. We, again, when I'm promoting and trying to instill in the minds of all of you, we don't really have to do what doesn't make us happy.
Correct.
It's, I title, PHP. I try to be a professional happy person. And what does that mean? I digest each and every one of my relationships and I figure out, does that person make me happy? Does that person bring happiness to me? Is that person in my corner? Does that person do anything and everything for my betterment?
Right.
So that I'm a better person. So back to the word, that I'm happy. Family gets a pass. I think family is given a pass. Oh, that's just so. I'm sure our family members. Oh, well, that's just cozy. Yeah, right. You stay over there. I stay over here. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't work for you, all personalities, again, we're different human beings. So just because we share some DNA, no, doesn't mean we have to relate to one another. I mentioned this to a gentleman I was driving at one point, and we're on our way back to the airport, and it was an epiphany for him. He says, oh my God. He says, you're so right. He said, I can't stand my brothers. Whoa, Billy Bob. He couldn't stand. He did. He said, I can't stand my brothers. I said, well, you don't have to be around them. Yes, be respectful. You don't want to be mean and nasty to anybody. Right. And again, let's call them family members if we want to, or if not. But people, understand, if you can take the time, and we all need to, what makes you happy? This mean, this nasty. Mean and nasty stems from unhappiness. Yes, it does. Most of the time, if you're around someone who's happy, they make you happy. They make you laugh. They make you smile. When you walk around or walk in their presence, they know that at some point you're going to make them feel good. Yeah. If that's a family member, God bless it. I have family members I just simply love. I'm talking about my cousin Frank. He'll love this. And Frank and we've been in each other's lives, and there's not a topic we can't talk about. He's funny as all get out. If he wasn't my cousin, there's the clue. Even if they didn't have a name, a title to be related to you, would you still like them? Right. And that's where the DNA fools you. Right? Well, you're supposed to, because they have your same last name. Then maybe I should get married so I don't have their same last name.
But I think that's something that's taught, and at some point we have to break that generational cycle.
It's societal. It's not generational. It's societal.
Well, societal. Mm-hmm. And once we do that, that's what I teach the kids. Mm-hmm. Anthony and I both. If this person doesn't make you happy, if it's a person, if it's a place, if it is a thing, it is your responsibility to change that, because you are in charge of your happiness. Mm-hmm. And I'm just not going to deal with it. Some people, they're made to feel bad because, well, you really should have been speaking to your Aunt Shirley because. Mm-hmm. Because why? Mm-hmm. Please tell me, where is the rule written that I have to talk to this person? Okay. She, if she is rude or the commentary, or it's always something where it's a dysfunctional holiday dinner, I'm not going to that. I will be the black sheep, if you will. If you guys want to deal with that for the sake of a name, it's just what you said. Let's get married and change mine then, right. And then I don't have to deal with it. Exactly. But I had to get to that point because that's what I was taught when I was younger.
And again, the audience, viewers, most of them, a good deal of them, are the same thing. Mm-hmm. Holiday, and it's wonderful that we're at a holiday period of time when there are going to be situations where, oh God, they walk through the door, and then that's when the gossip starts, right? And then that's when people go in the kitchen, and it's always the kitchen. Yeah. They go in the kitchen and they start talking about Edna. Here she comes, and she's gonna start telling us what to do, and she's gonna, right? Well, we don't like Edna.
We don't, because it starts with the gossip, and the next thing you know, the turkey is on the floor because somebody's flipped the table. Like, we don't want to do it, and then you still have Uncle Robert in the corner drunk because he's just not gonna deal with it at all. He was the transporter, so he brought somebody.
Yes, and Uncle Robert's probably been dealing with it since he was a little boy, and and at this point he is tired. So yes, folks, if you are in a situation, anything in your life, where family does not make you happy, where family does not. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. And you find that you're tense, or you're tense up when they come around, or you're in their company. You don't have to be around, unless, of course, you live with them and poo-poo. Back to the poo-poo and pee-pee. That's a lot of poo-poo, a lot of pee-pee on carpet. But And again, and I can make a joke out of that, but if you're in that situation, it's time to think about moving. It's time to, how long, and none of us has this answer, so no one out there can claim they can give me the answer to this. How long we have on this earth, no one knows. No, there's no formula. There's no one that is left here that thought, oh shucks, I didn't know it was gonna be today.
Right.
But we have today. We have minutes, we have moments. What are we gonna do with our minutes? And what are we gonna do with our moments on this earth? Why not be happy? Why not laugh? Why not make other people laugh? Why not bring good tidings? And yes, it is a great thing when families, as I said, I've got some of the best cousins God could have ever given me. Oh, I think of them and I just smile because they're wonderful. I had 5 of them sing happy birthday to me yesterday, and I'm now calling them the Jordan Tabernacle Choir. 2 8-year-olds, a 10-year-old, a 22-year-old, and their mom.
Oh.
And I said, okay, guys, hit it. Sing happy birthday. And when they finished, I should have recorded it. Billy Bob, I should have called you. Record my cousins. So we're having a Zoom on Christmas Day. I'm very excited. I'll get to see them and the toys, and the twins are now 8, so they're bigger girls. I love them, and the family members, the few that I may not get along with, I just don't think about them.
Right.
I wish them well, and you want to wish people well. You're not being able to get along with people should not mean you wish them anything but greatness and love, and even have respect. Let's respect our differences.
Exactly.
Right? And that's across the board. It could be related to politics, or to a job, but in terms of family, when we are thrust upon one another,
Right.
For the sake of society or that word family. I have a sign at home that someone sent me one year, and we all know it. We hear it, we know it, and friends are the family that we choose. I love that one.
I do too.
Yeah. And generally, those are good families.
Yes.
I've got a new son, I've got a new daughter-in-law.
Yes.
I could never have been more luckier. This pandemic has sent me so much wonderful things. I've got a great son, I got a great daughter, I got 2 great grandkids and 2 granddaughters with 4 legs. Oh no! I got Billy Bob. Billy Bob is wonderful. It's my goal is to be happy.
Yes.
Almost every day and every waking hour of my life. Again, to spread happiness, to spread good cheer. As I make a comment on here all the time, I can't stay serious for any period of time. I can't. I want to, it just doesn't work for me. I just feel uncomfortable when I'm being serious. Who wants to be serious all the time? So I'm silly. Dang it, I'm silly. I'm proud to be silly.
But we love you as you are.
Well, see, I put smiles on faces.
Yes, you do.
We all should want to approach every morning when we get up saying, how many smiles can I put on people's faces? I say to people, one of the exercises that you all can think of is, on any given day or every day, find 2 people, 2 strangers you've never seen before, and give them a compliment. I like your hat. Billy Bob, I like your hat. In fact, you look damn cute in that doggone hat. That's right. I love your bracelet. I love your smile. You go by a stranger and say, God, I love those shoes.
Yeah.
And you watch the reaction. Did somebody just give me a compliment?
Mm-hmm.
What can that hurt? Make someone else feel better, and I guarantee you too will feel better.
Yes.
So folks, that's the end all be all in terms of this was a good one.
Very good.
This was a good one. Well, I guess I should be prejudiced and say they're all good.
They're all
Since
wonderful.
I wrote them,
I just need
I should
to
have some
know.
invested interest in these. But to have the conversation about it and to do the show around it, I just feel fortunate.
Yes. But how did you manage to pick the ones that fit?
Fit what? No, babe, you saw I put my hand in and pulled out. There wasn't no fit. That's the beauty of the cozies in the can. I don't know what's going to come out of there. And that's also what I like about doing a new show every week. We don't know. We don't know what's going to.
Well, I know. I would like for you to autograph my book, please.
I have to thank you, as I have everyone else who's been kind enough to
Yes.
purchase it, bring it on here. By the way, folks, you can't be on my show without buying the book, so let's just make that perfect clear. So if you ever have any kind of interest on Cozy Can I Be a Guest, buy the book, call me first. Buy the book first, then give me a call. Let's not act like I'm not this businesswoman. I'm very much a businesswoman. So this is to my daughter in law. I love you, silly, and to the moon and back.
Yes, ma'am. I love you too, Mom.
You better. All right. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Give the audience your name, the name of the company, the email address, telephone number. How can they find you to advertise in your magazine?
Yes, we have an amazing special going on right now. Please, again, I'm Tammy Adgers. The name of the magazine is Sophisticated
Beauty Magazine.
And to make it easy for everyone, on all social media platforms, So Beauty Mag, SOBEAUTYMAG. On all social media platforms, you can even send us an email at sophisticatedbeautymag@gmail.com, or if you just give me a call at 702-272-3751, I'll be able to answer any questions as well.
So do you feel less nervous now we're at the
Absolutely
end?
not.
Was it as painful as a toothache?
It was not painful. It was very fun, but like
Okay.
I told you.
Okay. That's okay. I watched her sit in the seat, and you can see her sphincter. Oh yeah, very. And so then I watched you relax, and again, if you can't be comfortable in front of me, who the heck you gonna be comfortable?
I can be comfortable in front of you. It's just the point.
It's the camera.
It
It's
is.
Billy Bob. Let's bring it on. Billy
Okay,
Bob.
and his hat.
And his hat. So, folks, we want to thank you for joining us on another segment. We promote happiness. We promote positive thinking. We promote let's try to make this world a better place. And it will not happen one person at a time. It will only happen collectively as if we as a society have decided this is what's important to us. And if you look at what's going on, if you think this is the best we've got, I think we can do better. How do you like that? So here is the end of the show, and my closing remarks are always going to be: close the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. Folks, thank you for joining us another week. We'll see you again, and good night.